Hi guys, this is Hike. Welcome to Kim's Tech. In this video, I want to build this login page using HTML and CSS, so stay tuned. So before continuing, I'd like to thank you guys for subscribing, watching and commenting on my videos. We just hit 500 subscribers. Thank you guys, I really appreciate, and I'll try my best to keep on making more videos and also improving my content. So this is what we are going to build in this video. We are going to make use of font awesome for these icons, and if I hover on this button, we have a hover effect, and also once this input is on focus, as you can see, we have this animation. So I'll be making the project file available for you guys to download. I'll be putting the link in the description down below. So if you are new here, please consider subscribing, turn on notifications so that I notify anytime I upload a new video. And without further ado, let's start coding. Okay guys, so over here I have an index.html file with a title of login, and I've linked the font awesome right here, which I've also created a style.css, and I've also linked it over here. And this is the image we are going to make use of for the background. And this is the page we are going to work with, so we are going to make use of this page as a reference. So we'll start by adding a div with the class of container. This div is going to hold two divs. The first div is going to be the left div, which is going to take a width of 50%, and the second div is going to be the right div, which is going to take 50% also. So I'm going to add the div, say container, and we are going to add a div with the class of left, and also we add a div with the class of right. So that's the both divs over here. Right now we'll start working with the left part. That is this part that holds this logo, this text, and also this button over here. So inside the left div, we are going to add an image. So add an image tag, and we'll give it a source of bg for the background, and I'm going to give it an auth of bg also. And below the image tag, we are going to add a div with the class of logo, and this is going to hold the logo. We don't have a logo. I'm just going to add a h1 tag here, and I'm going to add a text of in10x. And that's all for the logo class. So right now we have the background image, and also we have this text over here. So we'll start styling the page. I'm going to open the style.css, and I'm going to do a little bit of page reset. So I'll say padding 0, margin 0 also, and a box sizing of border box. So we are removing the default padding and margin, and for the box sizing of border box, we want every element to account for its border and its padding. So next step, we are going to style the body tag. We are going to give it a font family of sans serif, and that's all for the body tag. So right now I'm going to grab the container class and we'll start styling it. So we are going to give the container class a height of 100 vh and a width of 100%, and give it a display of flex. So that's all for the container class. The next step, we are going to start styling the div with the class of left. So I'm going to get the class, and inside here I'm going to give position of relative because we want to position some element absolute to it. Then we'll give it height of 100%. We'll give it width of 50%. Then we are going to give it a background color, and it's going to be an RGBA color. So we want it to be a transparent color just like this. So we'll say RGBA, and color is going to be 25, 70, 210. Then the alpha is going to be 0.6, and also we are going to give it a display of flex. And that's all with the left class. So right now I'm going to style the background image itself, and before we style the image, we are going to give it a class of bg. Then I'm going to get the class, and over here I'm going to give a position of absolute, a height of 100%. So we want it to take the full height of the left container and also the full width of the left container. So I want to give it a width of 100% also, and we are going to give it a z index of -1 because we want the image to be stacked below every other element. And that's what we have. So this is what we have right now. The next step, we are going to style this text over here. So we are going to get the logo class, that is the div with the class of logo that is holding the h1 element. So we are going to give position of absolute. We'll give the color of white, and we are going to give it a margin of 40 pixels for top and bottom, then 35 pixels for left and right. And right now this is the text. So the next step, we are going to add this text, and also we are going to add this button. So I'm going to open the index.html file, and below the div with the class of logo, we are going to add a div with the class of left-content. So this div is going to hold the text and also the button. So I'll say left-content. We are going to add a h1 element, then we'll add a text of join us now. So below the text, we are going to add a button. So I'm going to add an anchor tag with the class of btn. Now I'm going to add a text of sign up, and this is what we have. So right now I'm going to style the text and the button. Before we style the text and the button, we are going to style the left-content div. So I'm going to get it. We are going to give it align self of center, because we want to center it vertically. I'm going to give it padding left of 50 pixels, and that's all for the class. And right now we have the text and the button centered vertically, and also padding, and we have a padding of 50 pixels to it. So right now I want to style the text itself. So we'll say left content, and we'll get the h1 element, and I'm going to give it a font size of 50 pixels and a color of white. So that's all for the text. So the next step, I'm going to style the button. So I'm going to get the button class, that is the btn class over here. We're going to give display of inline block, so that I'll be able to add size to the button. We're going to give text decoration of none, because we want to get rid of the underline over here. And also we are going to give it width of 150 pixels. We give margin top of 10 pixels, and we'll give it padding of 18 pixels for top and bottom, then 10 pixels for left and right. Then we are going to give it a background color of white, and let's see what we have. So right now this is the button, and the next step we are going to add a border radius to it, and also we are going to change the text color. So we'll add a border radius of 5 pixels to it, the border radius 5 pixels, and also we want to center the text. So since text align, we give it center. Then we are going to add a font width of bold to it, so we want the text to be bold. Then we add the color to it, and the color is going to be 1946D2. The border radius should be 30 pixels, and this is the button over here. So the next step, we are going to add the hover effect to the button. So I'll say btn hover, and once we hover on it, we want to change the background color of the button, and also want to change the text color to white. And over here I'm going to add a transition to it, and give a duration of 0.4 seconds. And that's all for the button. So right now we have the hover effect. The next step, I want to add object fit of cover to the image, so that I'll be able to get something like this. So inside the bg class, we'll say object fit, and I want to give it cover, and this is what we have right now. So right now start working on the right part, that is this part with the input and these buttons over here. So I'm going to open the index.html, and inside the div with the class of right, I'm going to add a h1 element with the text of login, and also I'm going to add a p element with the class of p1, and I'm going to add a text to it. So I'll just copy the text from here, and I'm going to paste it over here. So below the p element, we are going to add a form with the class of form. This form is going to hold the input, and inside the form tag we are going to add the input. So we are going to add a div with the class of input box. this div is going to hold the input and the label. So we'll say input dash box, and inside the div we are going to add the input. So add the input. We are going to give the placeholder of username, then we'll give it a class of input, and below the input tag we are going to add a label. So the for attribute is going to be for the input, and we are going to add a text of username to it. So that's all for this input. I'm going to duplicate this for the password. I'll change this to password. I'll change the type to password also. Then we'll change this label text to password. So let's what we have. So this is what we have right now. So I want to start styling the right div. So I'm going to get the right class over here, and right here we're going to start styling it. So we are going to give it a height of 100%, width of 50%. Then we are going to give it a padding of 0 pixels for top and bottom, then 80 pixels for left and right, and we are going to give it a display of flex. This is what we have right now. So the next step, we are going to change the flex direction to colon, so that the items are going to stack above each other. So we'll say flex direction, we give it colon, and also I want to give justify content of center. So I want to center it vertically, and this is what we have right now. So right now I want to start the login text. So we are going to get the right class and get the h1 tag. I'm going to give it a color of #030405, and that's all for the h1 tag, and this is what we have right now. So the next step, I want to style this paragraph over here. So I'm going to get the class, which is this p1 class over here. We are going to give it a color of #p5pdc5. Then we are going to give it a font size of 13 pixels and a margin top of 5 pixels. So let's what we have, and right now this is the text. So our next step, I want to start working on the inputs over here. So I want to get the form class, that is the this form holding the input, and we are going to style it. So I'm going to give it margin top of 10 pixels, and that's all for the form class. So the next step, I'm going to start styling the input itself. I'm going to get the input box, that is this div holding the input and the label. This label is going to represent text right here, this username text right here, and also this password text right here. I'm sorry for this pop-up over here. So we are going to start styling the input box. I'll get the input box over here. We are going to give it a height of 55 pixels, a width of 100%. Want it to take the full width of the right div. And I'm going to give it a margin of 20 pixels for top and bottom, then 0 pixels of left and right. Then we'll give it position of relative, because we are going to position the input absolute to the input box, and also the label absolute to it. So that's all for the input box. Right now I'm going to style the input itself. So I'm going to get the input class. Before we start styling it, let's take a look at what we have. This is the input box over here. So right now I'm going to add a background color to it so that we can see what we are working with. So I'm going to give it a background color of black. This is the input box taking the full width with the height of 55 pixels. So the next step, I'm going to style the input itself. So I'm going to make the input 100% height and the width of 100%, so that it's going to take the full width and the height of the input box. So over here we are going to give the input position of absolute, then we'll give it width of 100%. Want the input to take the full width of the input box and a height of 100% also. Then we'll give it padding of 0 for top and bottom, then 20 pixels for left and right. Then we'll give it a color. So right now this is what we have. So the next step, I'm going to add a border to the input, and also I want to remove the outline for the input. So right now I'm going to remove this background color of black. Then over here I want to add a border to the input. So give the border of solid 1.2 pixels. Then give the color of CC. So we are going to remove the outline. So this is what we have right now. The next step, we are going to add a border radius to the input border. So over here we'll say border dash radius and give it a radius of 5 pixels. And right now we have the border radius to the input. So the next step, we're going to position the label over here. So we're going to get the label by saying input box label, and we're going to give position of absolute. Then we're going to give it left of 10 pixels, top of -6 pixels, and we'll give it width of 60 pixels. So let's what we have. So right now we have the label over here. The next step, we are going to add a background color to it, and also we are going to reduce the font size. So give the background color of white, and give the font size of 11 pixels, and also we are going to give it a text color, and let's what we have. So right now this is the label. The next step, we are going to add the animation to the label. So to add the animation, we are going to scale the label down to 0. Then once the input is on focus, we are going to scale the label back to 1. So to do that, we'll say transform. I'll scale it by the x-axis. We'll give 0. Then we're going to give a transform origin of left, because we want to scale it from the left. And also we are going to add a transition to 8. We give the duration of 0.1 seconds. So right now over here, we're going to add the focus selector to the input. So once the input is on focus, we want to scale the label back to its original size. So over here, we are going to say input focus plus label, because we want to scale the label. So inside here, we're going to say transform or scale x to 1. So it's going to scale it to original position. And right now, let's see. So as you can see, we have the label scaling in to its original position. So the next step, we're going to change the border color once the input is on focus. So to do that, over here, we are going to say border color. I want to give the color. So for this to actually work, we are going to add the focus selector to the input again without the label. So we'll say input, and we are going to add the focus to it. And right now the color of the border should change once the input is on focus. So right now it's working fine. But once I type into the input and the input loses focus, the label is going to change back to the scale of 0, and also the border color is going to change back to the color of gray. So once we type into the input, it's going to retain the border color, and also the label is going to be scaled at 1. So to fix this, we are going to open the index.html file, and over here we are going to add the required attribute to the input. So I'll get this, paste it right here, and to fix it over here, we are going to add a valid selector. So say input valid, then we are going to get this, and also we are going to get this. Let me add the comma over here. I'll change this to valid also. So over here we are doing pretty much same thing, but we are adding the valid selector instead of the focus selector. So once there is text inside the input, that means this is valid and this is going to work. So let's try it out and see. Let me type, and let's see if the input loses focus, and we still have the border color, and also we still have the label over here. And if I delete all the text and the input loses focus, as you can see, we no longer have the label, and also we no longer have the border color. So right now we are going to add the button. I'm going to open the index.html file, and below the input box of password, we are going to add a button to it. So say button, and we are going to give it a class of btn-sec. Then right here we are going to add a text of login. So I'm going to get the class and start styling the button. So we are going to give it a width of 100%. We'll give it a background color. Then we are going to give it a padding of 18 pixels for top and bottom, then 50 pixels for left and right. And also we are going to give it a margin top of 10 pixels. And we'll give it a color of white. And that's what we have. So right now this is the button, and the next step I want to add the border radius to it. So we'll say border dash radius, and I'm going to give it a border radius of 5 pixels. We'll give it a font size of 13 pixels, and also we are going to remove the default border. So we'll say border and give it none. So right now this is the button over here. So the next step I want to add this text. So below the form element, we are going to add a p tag with the class of p2, and we are going to add a text of or login with. And right now we'll start styling the p element. So we are going to give font size of 13 pixels. We'll give it margin of 30 pixels for top and bottom, and 0 pixels for left and right. Then we are going to give it text align of center, and give it a color of black. Then we'll give it font weight of bold, and this is the text over here. So the next step I want to add this social medias button. So below this paragraph we are going to add a div with the class of social media. So say social media. So this div is going to hold the buttons. So we are going to add an anchor tag with the class of s-btn, and this anchor tag is going to hold the icon. So right now I'm going to open Font Awesome, and I'm going to search for a Facebook icon, and this is the icon you are looking for. I'll copy it. I'm going to paste it over here. Then we are going to duplicate this 2 times. We are going to change the second icon for Gmail. So say file Google. Then we'll change the last icon for the Twitter, and let's see. So this is the icons right here, and right now we'll start styling the icons. So before we style the icon, we are going to style the div with the class of social media. So I'm going to get the class. I'm going to give it width of 100%. We'll give display of flex, and give justify content of space evenly. So right now I'm going to start styling the button itself. So I'm going to get the class. We're going to give padding of 13 pixels for top and bottom, then 18 pixels for left and right. Then we'll give it font size of 12 pixels, and we're going to give it color of white. Then we are going to give text decoration of none, and we'll give it width of 130 pixels, then border radius of 5 pixels. So that's all for this class over here. So right now I'm going to add individual class to the button so that we're able to change the background color for each button. So for the Facebook button, I'm going to add Facebook. Then for the Google button, I'm going to add Google, and for the Twitter button, I'm going to add Twitter. So right now I'm going to style the buttons individually. So I'll first get the Facebook button, and I'm going to give it a background color. And right now I'm going to get the Google class, and also I'm going to give it its color. And also I'm going to get the Twitter class, and I'll give it color also. So let's see what we have right now. So right now these are the buttons over here. The next step I want to add the text to the button. That is the Facebook text, the Gmail text, and the Twitter text. So over here we add the Facebook text. Right here we are going to add the Gmail text. Then we'll add the Twitter text right here. and this is what we have right now. So the next step, I'm going to style the icon itself. So over here we'll get the icon by saying s-btn, and we'll get the icon tag. We're going to give it font size of 16 pixels, then margin right of 5 pixels. So let's what we have. So this is what we have right now. So right now I want to add the border radius to the buttons. So over here I'm going to say border radius, I'll give it a radius of 5 pixels. And right now these are the buttons. So let's check. So actually we forgot this dot over here, so I'm going to add it. So I'm going to open index.html, and over here I'm going to add it, and right now we have the dot over here. So that's all for the video. If you find the video helpful, please like and share, and also if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. Turn on notifications so I notify anytime I upload a new video, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.